Aloha One Bookstore. This is Carrie and I'm back with another message to contemplate. How'd you like last week's message? It was about creating heaven on earth. And if you want to check it out again, just head to our YouTube page. The link is in our bio. So when I was contemplating last week's message about heaven on earth, it was interesting because I actually had a dream to come up with what I wanted to say to you all today. And it was really about figuring out what your heaven on earth is and then moving in that direction. So I saw a person and they were all, it was kind of like just kind of grayed out a little bit. And then the same person to the right, but they had sparkles all over them. And it was like, go in that direction, in the direction of the sparkles. That is what you want to do. And so what I got from that was, know what your heaven on earth is, like figure that out. Think to yourself, what makes me happy? What brings me joy? And then go in that direction. Wear the clothes. Find situations that bring you that same happiness. Like if you like to be outside, go outside more, go hike more, go to the beach more. Figure it out. Figure out what it is that is your heaven on earth and become that, like do that. Get into that vibration, into that energy. And I also got, I've been reading The Untethered Soul. And in the book, they talk about, it's kind of like an analogy of someone getting a thorn in their side. But instead of pulling the thorn out, they kind of just make sure that nothing can touch it. So instead of healing the problem, they just make sure that nothing is affecting that problem, so that they just kind of block the problem off. Not even block it from memory, because it's basically their entire lives they're making sure that this thorn doesn't get touched, because if it gets touched, then it will hurt. So they protect the thorn. It makes some kind of a protective suit over the thorn. They do all these things rather than to pull the thorn out and see what real life would be like without it. And what I'm saying that analogy for is because it's making me think of the fears that we might have of living life. Like, for example, fear of abandonment. If we have fear of abandonment, then we won't let people get too close to us. We won't really have any deep and loving relationships. And if people do get too close to us, we are out of there. And so instead of, like, if you've acknowledged in yourself that you have a fear of abandonment, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not letting people get close to me, I'm gonna, I'm running away. Instead of doing that, acknowledging, all right, next time I feel like running away, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, because these are the things that people who do not have fear of abandonment do. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna test this out. So that's what I got from last week's message when I was contemplating it. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and let's move on to this week's message. All right, we've got 3 cards like normal. I'm using my Rider-Waite tarot deck this time. It's a little beat up. I've had it for a while, but I would call this the standard tarot deck. And our first card is the 8 of Cups. This card is about moving away from something emotional. And I feel like it's really moving away quickly because this emotional thing was not pleasant. Next is the Page of Wands. I love this card because if we're going from the last card, this Page of Wands, they're like, all right, new beginning, new everything. I got a new outfit. I got a new scarf. Look at this wand. Let me see what I'm going to do with this wand. Make something happen with this wand. And then the last card is the Strength card. This Strength card, this person is holding open a lion's mouth. This is the card of Leo. And it, to me, is definitely strength, because to even be that close to a lion, let alone hold their mouth open, is some serious strength and courage. So the message that I'm getting from this is all about, it's about moving on, but it's about moving on with experience, with knowledge, with a better understanding. So I feel like the energy of this, and if I were to put a story together, I would say something happened here. Something in the past, or maybe just happened, and is making whoever it is want to really move on quickly from that situation. I'm getting the energy of embarrassment. Um, when I look at this card, I think of when I was in the 8th grade during class change. I was rushing to get to class because I had to go all the way from the other side of the campus to get to my class. So I was rushing and I ran too quickly and I slipped in a puddle of water, just a puddle of water in the hallway. And because it was class change time, everyone was in the hallway and they all laughed at me. They just stood there and laughed. Nobody helped me up, nothing. They just stood and laughed at me. And I was just sitting there like, wow. Though people really don't like me. So after that happened, I was like, all right, I'm getting up out of this puddle quickly. I'm acting like this never happened. And so I feel like that's the energy of this card. Moving away from something embarrassing that you wish never happened. You don't want anybody to really know about, talk about, and it might have been really public, or something like, say, a relationship that people were like, you might not should be with that person, or something online that you said that did not go over well, something like that, something that could have been public. And to continue with the story of moving on from something embarrassing, the Page of Wands is like, all right, I got my new outfit on. I got a new opportunity coming up. I'm gonna, make something different of myself. I'm gonna pretend like nothing ever happened. I'm making some changes here. I got a new attitude. But really, and it's funny too, because if you could see that this card is like the back is facing the 8 of Cups. So really, really trying to move on and act like nothing ever happened. Even, changing your outfit, changing the way you look. But the message to contemplate this time is, yeah, you went through some things. Yeah, there was some embarrassment there, but don't forget about the things that you learned. What did you learn? There was something major there that you learned, especially if if something happened that's making you move so quickly away from the past. So something major may have happened. Like for me, in my example of me falling and having people laugh at me in my face and not help me, I realized people do not like me. I need to understand why that is. And then I also realized that there were some people who were not there, who came up to me later and said, Carrie, I heard that you fell. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. If I were there, I would have helped you up. So it made me feel good to know that people, yes, some people may not like me, but there were some people who may not have ever come to speak to me to say, hey, Carrie, I'm actually cool with you, but we never had the opportunity to talk. So I learned that I'm okay. I can survive falling on my butt and having people laugh at me. Like, I can survive that. I'm okay. But I saw y'all's faces. I know who you are. And the people who came up to me afterwards, I see your faces and I know who you are too. So that's the strength in it. Like, what did you learn? And this strength is not something, it's not something light. This is the type of strength that I have you opening up a lion's mouth. So this is something major. And the message to contemplate is, what is this major thing that you need to take with you as you continue on in your path, as you continue on into this new beginning? There's something big there that you learned. There's something big that will kind of help set you above the others, set you above other people. It's like something that you can invest into this new beginning. It's like, all right, I know that I can handle this. I know that I learned this and that. I know that these people cannot come with me. Something major that you learned that's going to give you strength and confidence to move forward in your new beginning. And so the song for this time is Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. And she says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, it's a really good song for this energy for this week. Yeah, let me know how you feel about this message to contemplate. I do readings here, if you like a reading from me, every Thursday right here in the bookstore from 5 to 6:30 p.m. You can sign up online on our website at thewombbookstore.com or send us a message or come into the store to sign up with me. Thank you all so much for your comments and feedback. I cannot wait to see what you think about this one. All right, I'll see you next week.